Hi there, it's Rachel and I'm here with Marley, and today we're going to be doing some review on loose leash walking. Loose leash walking is really important. It's just good manners for him to have, and especially since he's such a strong little dog, it will make it much easier and more enjoyable for you to have him walk nicely on a leash. A lot of people worry that if they're just walking calmly on the leash and not pulling and get to run around all over, that they don't get as much exercise, but that's not true. If you're in control and you keep up a nice brisk pace, it gives them plenty of exercise, and they still get to see everything, smell plenty of things, and take it all in. So it still is really good. Now, remember, we don't usually use treats for loose leash walking. The treat is that we get to continue walking. Now, there are a couple different methods that work, called the back method or the reverse method. So, Marley and I are going to practice both of those today and use both, try both out when you take him on your walks and see which one works best, or use a combination. It kind of depends. So, first of all, just a reminder for the back method, when Marley starts pulling, stop walking, plant your feet, and either snap your fingers or pat your leg and say, "Marley, back," just like that. I will pat my leg because I can't snap very well and he wouldn't notice it. So, I'm going to start walking him around here, and I'm going to, hopefully he will pull so that we can demonstrate it. Now remember, for loose leash walking, give him the full length of the leash so that he still has plenty of room to go and explore and sniff lots of stuff. He's not really missing out on anything. And also, when you give him the whole leash, as soon as it gets tight, you can tell right away, so you know when to correct it and make him walk calmly. So, I'm just going to work in this area. Hopefully we stay mostly on camera, but here we go. Marley, come on. Back. 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 Good boy. Marley, back. Marley, back. Good boy. All right, he's doing very well. He is very responsive, and he comes right back, so that's what you want to see. Since we are in just kind of a smaller area here, and we're not really heading towards anything that exciting, he's not pulling very much, which is good, but we still want to do the practice. So I'm going to turn the camera a bit so you can see a different angle, and we are going to try walking that way, somewhere new for him. As you can see, I was able to walk all the way back without him pulling at all. I just had a couple fingers through the loop on the leash, and he was still out, had plenty of room to explore, but I kept him right here, and he learned to stop pulling, and he went back. We aren't walking, but still I want him close by. I don't want him dragging me all around. So, now the next thing that I'm going to work with him on is called the reverse method. Now this is where, when you're walking, and as soon as he starts pulling, you get that tight leash, you turn yourself 180 degrees, give a little tug on his leash like this, and say, "Marley, this way." Get his attention and just take off in the other direction. Then he will run around and start following you there. So, This one is really good. It also does give them a bit more exercise because if they are pulling in one direction and then you turn and go the other direction, you know, dogs are easily distracted, so as soon as they see you doing something new, they'll want to run up and they have to catch up with you. And so it gives them a little more exercise there, so that can help tire him out on your walk with him. So we're going to start out that way and see how he does. Boy, he doesn't pull much in this direction. Marley, this way. Now he starts pulling once we approach this wall. He wants to sniff it. Marley, this way. Marley, this way. Good boy, come on. All right, he did really well with that. That was really good to see. He was very responsive. Now, if you notice, once he does start pulling, that leash gets tight. I'm not yanking him around, say, Marley, this way, and pulling him. I'm just giving a little tug like this. It's almost kind of a wiggle of the leash. That's kind of all he needs. With dogs, often if you pull hard against them, they feel like they have to fight against that and they're being restrained, and so it makes it their goal to push forth and get out of that anyway. But a quick tug and just a little jerk is better to give them, to get their attention. And so you don't have to turn it into a strength contest to pull him around, because the whole point of doing the loose leash walking is to give you a break anyway, since he is so strong. So the important thing with this loose leash walking is to practice this every day. If you go for a walk for at least 20 or 30 minutes and make him do it every time and walk nicely on that leash, and wherever you take him, even when you drop him off here, walking from the car to the office, you know, take your time and do these loose leash walking exercises with him, so that he never gets away with it and learns that whenever the leash goes on, he needs to walk calmly and respectfully. Now, another thing that you can do to kind of practice, say if you're walking Marley through something, you know, where he could get into something, you know, maybe there's, you know, some dog poop on the ground you don't want him to get, or if there are a bunch of dogs around you don't want him to get distracted. To keep better control of him, it might be a good idea to do heel. I know Marley's done a little bit of heeling before, and so that way, if you set a quick heel pace and you're giving him commands, that brings his focus up to you, and you have him right next to you where you have good control. It's not quite the same as the loose leash walking. You don't want to do a heeling exercise for your entire 20 to 30 minute walk, because that's too much. Heeling is just, you know, useful for a couple minutes here and there. So we'll do a little bit of heeling to get his attention and see how he does. Marley. Now, I always start with dogs on the left. That's just my preference. To hold the leash, I have my hand through the loop, and I have it bunched up in my hand so that it's exiting down, so it's not all wrapped around my hand, and that's the easiest way to control. So Marley, sit. Marley, sit. Good boy. All right. Remember, with heeling, always lead with the leg closest to the dog as kind of that physical cue that they need, and use a nice loud voice. Marley, heel. 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 Sit. Sit. Marley, sit. Good, sit. Heel. All right, he did super well with that. He's good at heeling. As you can see, it kept him right by me. So I wish if we were walking somewhere, I could be sure that he wasn't getting into anything because he's right there. Overall, he's done a really great job. Keep up the good work with him, and remember, never let him get away with pulling now that he has practiced with the loose leash walking and know what's expected of him. He's doing a great job though. This was Rachel and Marley, and we are doing loose leash walking.